Okay, let's continue with homework book challenge and practice B, page 127, right? So the first problem, the figure below shows two identical rectangles, right? So this rectangle and this rectangle, they're the same. They overlap and they create this shaded triangle, right? The length of each rectangle is 26, the length is 26, and the breadth is 12. The breadth is 12. So first one, A, find the area of the shaded triangle. Well, that's a very easy thing to do, right? If this side is 26, this side is 26 too, right? And you can see from these two symbols that it's divided into two halves, right? This is a midpoint, right? So if the side of 26 divided into two halves, right? It's divided into half and half, 13 and 13, right? And that's it. You have your triangle. One side is 13, another one is 12. Height and base are identified, right? So you can find your area. Shaded area is 1/2 times 13 times 12, right? Which is 78 square centimeters. That was our A. Right, now our B, what fraction of the figure is not shaded? Okay? Fraction of the figure is not shaded. Well, this is what we can do here, right? Let's consider this rectangle first, right? Let's look at it. This was, as we just identified, it was a midpoint, so we can divide it like this, right? So this triangle and this triangle, they're the same, right? Totally same. So if we make the same line like this triangle and this triangle, so all of them will be the same. So basically, you can see that each rectangle can be considered, right? Each rectangle can be 4 units, right? 4 units. These 4 triangles of the same size, right? In that case, shaded area will become 1 unit, right? 1 unit. So what is the total units for the figure? Total units for the figure is we have our 2 rectangles, right? 2 rectangles. So it's 4 units times 2, but they overlap with this one shaded area. So we need to remove this 1 unit, right? 1 unit. So the total area is 7 units, right? So what is the fraction? What is the fraction of shaded area? Shaded area. So it is 1 unit. Oh, sorry, they're asking us not shaded, right? But okay, fraction of shaded area is 1 unit divided by 7, 1/7, right? So fraction of not shaded is 6/7. All right, and that's it. All right. Problem number 2. The figure shows 2 identical triangles overlapping each other. All right. Given that the overlap area is shaded below is a square, find the shaded area. All right. This is the square. And okay, everything is straightforward, right? How do we find unshaded area? Unshaded area is the area of 2 of these triangles, like this triangle plus this triangle, but minus this square, right? That's it. So because then we know that this is square, we know that this side is also 10 and this side is also 10. So we can find the size of each triangle, right? Each triangle. And they're the same. So each side is going to be height and base is going to be 24, right? 24 centimeters. That's it, right? So what is the area of 2 triangles? Area of 2 triangles. Okay, there are 2 triangles, right? And then our formula 1/2 times 24 times 24, right? our height and our base for each triangle. Okay, 2 times 1 over 2 times 24 times 24, 576 square centimeters. Right? Now area of a square, area of a square. Area of a square is 10 by 10, right? Our square is 10 by 10. So 10 times 10, 100 square centimeters, right? So what's the difference? The difference is unshaded area. Unshaded area is 576 minus 100 is minus 100, right? Because each triangle is losing this square, right? If we think of like two separate triangles, right? So each triangle is losing this shaded square, right? So we need to remove it twice, actually, right? So 376 square centimeters, and that's your answer. Okay, problem 3. That looks interesting. ABCD is a rectangle measuring 36 by 30. Alright, this is our rectangle, 36 by 30. The length of GF is 8 centimeters. Right? Where is our GF? This is what they show us, right? This height of the small triangle inside, 8 centimeters. Right? Okay, and if the length of DH is twice that of CH, right? This one is 2 times more than CH, right? So 3 units, right? 3 parts. Now find the shaded area. Okay, all right, very simple, right? So as we said, right, this was 2, and this is the third part, right? You can see this CH is 1/3 of the whole side, right? So this is what we find first. CH is 36 divided by 3, 12 centimeters, right? Okay, we just found our CH. The whole thing is 12 centimeters, right? And let's consider now this two big triangles, right? AHC, right? And another one is, I'm gonna erase this, EHC, right? These triangles. How do we find their areas? Now we know the base now, their base, and their base is the same, right? And their base is, as we said, 12 centimeters. Now their height for the triangle AHC, right? We prolong this side, and the height is 30 centimeters, right? Now for the triangle EHC, right? If we put the height down, we also see that it's going to be the same as the side of the rectangle, also 30 centimeters, right? This thing is also 30 centimeters. So we have the same base, we have the same height for both of the triangle. What does that mean? It means their area is the same, right? Their area is the same. So this is what we write. Write the area of triangle ACH, right? This one, triangle ACH is equal to area of another triangle, this one, right? Triangle EHC or CEH, right? And is equal to what? 1/2 times. We just said that our base is 12. And we found that our height in this triangle is this one, and this triangle is this one, is this side, right? 30, right? Same thing is 180 square centimeters. Okay? And now we need to find the area of this small triangle, area of CHG, right? Area of CHG is equal to 1/2 times 12 times 8, right? The base is 12, the height is 8, right? And is equal to 48 square centimeters, right? Now what is our shaded area? The whole shaded area, yeah? So if we think about this triangle, right, we need to remove one time, because this small triangle will be already considered in this triangle, right? So we remove this small triangle one time from the area of these two big triangles, right? If you have hard time to follow, take a second, meditate about this, right? This triangle, if we think about this, we need to remove this piece, because it's gonna be already considered in this triangle, right? For example, or vice versa. So we need to remove the triangle CGH only one time, right? Subtract. Shaded area is the area of two big triangles, 180 plus 180, right? Minus one time the area of the small triangle, right? And the area is 312 square centimeters. That's your answer. Okay, next one. Problem number 4. The area of rectangle ABCD is 288 square centimeters. Okay. The shaded area is formed by two overlapping triangles. Okay, we got this. Right. The length of JK is 4 centimeters. Right. And find the area of the shaded region. All right. So we have a rectangle ABCD, right? We know the breadth, but we don't know the length, right? We don't know the length. So, but we see the pieces of length, right? So we can find this piece if we find the length, and this is what we do. So we know the area, so we can find the length. Length of ABCD. Length of ABCD is the area divided by breadth, right? So 288 divided by 12, and it's gonna be 24 centimeters. We just found the whole length, right? The whole length. This is 24, right? So length of, what is the length of this piece? EF, like length of EF, right? Is 24 minus 10 minus 6, 24 minus 10 minus 6, minus 6. All right, and it's 8 centimeters. 8 centimeters, right? So we found that. What do we do next? We need to find the area. So as you can see, similar is in previous problem, right? You have it's just flipped upside down, right? Same two triangle. Shaded area is comprised of two big triangles, like one, right, and two big triangles, and then we will need to subtract this small triangle. Okay, so if you think about it, right, the area of EFG, right? EFG is this triangle, right? Same thing, totally same thing, right? The height is gonna be the side of the rectangle, which is 12, and the base is the same. If we think about this triangle, EFH, right? The base is the same, the height is the side of the rectangle, 12 centimeters. So again, these two triangles, they are identical, they are same, right? So area of EFG is equal to area of, I'm gonna erase this thing, area of EFH, right? And it is what? Base is 8, height is 12, so let's find out. 1/2 times 8 times 12, right? And it is, 48 square centimeters, right? Now the next one, we need to find our small triangle, like this one, EFK, right? So area of EF K. What is the area of EFK? This is our base, 8 centimeters. This is our height, 4 centimeters. This is what we use, 1/2 times 8 times 4, right? And it is 16 centimeters square. So again, our shaded area is the sum of two big triangles, right? So 48 times 2 minus the area of the small triangle, 16, right? And it is what? 80 square centimeters. That's your answer. Alright, so let's move on. Alright, problem number 5. The figure below is made up of 3 identical triangles, right? These 3 things are the same, okay? Overlapping each other here, making a small triangle inside. The shaded area is 75 centimeters. We know the area of this thing, 75 square centimeters, right? So they ask us, find the area of the figure. Well, very simple, right? We know the base of the triangle, and here we know the height of the triangle, right? So it's basically 3 times minus the shaded area. Minus 2 times of the shaded area. So let's first find the area of 3 triangles, right? Area of 3 triangles, right? So area of 3 triangles, right? So there are 3 of them, right? 1/2 times, here is our base, 30, here is our height, 20, times 20, right? Do your math, 900 square centimeters, alright? The shaded area is overlapped 3 times, right? Shaded area is overlapped 3 times, 1, 2, and then 3. So, the area of the figure is the area of 3 triangles minus 2 times of the shaded area, as I just said, right? Do I have to write it down? You can copy it from the answer key if you need. Again, triangles overlap 3 times. So the total area of the figure, right, is the area of 3 triangles, and because they overlap 3 times, right, we need to remove this area 2 times. All right, I hope it's clear. And so area of the figure is equal to what? 900. We just found area of 3 triangles minus 75 2 times, as we discussed, right? It's going to be 750 square centimeters. All right, this is our A. Now our B, they ask us to find the area of the unshaded part of the figure, unshaded. Now, very simple, right? Area of unshaded area. Unshaded area is the area of the whole figure, 750, minus this small triangle inside, 75. That's it, 675 square centimeters. All right. These are your answers. Let's move on. Okay, problem number 6. A rectangular piece of paper is folded along dotted lines. So this piece of paper is folded this way to form the figure as shown. Okay. So this part, if you ever worked with origami, this part goes here, right? If you fold it that kind of inwards, right? And this part here, it goes inside, so it's folded like this way, right? And this is what they show on the second picture. Well, pictures are pretty straightforward. You should be able to understand them. ABCD, like this one, and DFG, right? This one are rectangles. Triangle ADG and triangle BCH are identical. These 2 things, they're same, right? The area of a rectangle ABCD is 96. This guy is 96 square centimeters. The area of rectangle ABCD is 3 times the area of triangle BCH. 3 times more than this, right? Other way around. Okay. All right, and the length of GF is 5 centimeters. We know this thing. 5 centimeters. Find the length of BH, find the area of the rectangular paper. All right. Okay, let's think about it. So instantly, if they tell us that this area is 3 times as this area, right? We can divide it by 3. So area. I have to be kind of logical here. Write it here. I don't know. Area of BCH is 96 divided by 3, which is 32 square centimeters, right? So we just found the area of this thing, right? Now let's unfold it back, right? If we unfold it, right, it's gonna be like this. And let's think that this is, I don't know, let's call it X, right? Whatever. So area of BCHX is equal to what? 2 times, right? 32 times 2, like this area here, 2 triangles, right? It is 64 square centimeters, right? And because we unfolded it this way, so this side and this side is they're the same as this side and this side, right? So how can we get this square, right? 64. 8 times 8 is 64, right? So the length of BH right, is 8 centimeters. And this is what they ask us. This is our A, right? Find the length of BH. Length of BH is 8 centimeters. Next one, find the area of the rectangular paper. That's interesting. What do we do? Length of AB, right? Length of AB, this thing. If this is 8, we can find the length of AB, right? So the length of AB is equal to 96, the area of this rectangle, right? Divide by one side, 8 that we just found, right? Divide by 8, right? And it is 12 centimeters, right? So this is 12, okay? So and we know that this triangle and this triangle, they are identical, right? So if we think about it, right, like this, if we unfold it, so this is 8, this is 12, this is also 8, right? Because triangles are the same, right? And now this piece, it goes here, right? So it's gonna be 5, right? We know this. So this is our length of rectangular paper. Length of rectangular paper. Our length of rectangular paper is what? As we just said, this one, right? 5 plus 8 plus 12 plus 8. That is it, right? And it is 33 centimeters. Okay? And that's it. We know also that this is 8, right? So we can find the area, right? Area of rectangular paper. Our length is 33. Our breadth is 8. So we just multiply these two numbers. It's going to be 264 square centimeters. All right? This is our B. The area of the rectangular paper. Alright, that's it. Problem number 7. Caleb folded 2 corners of a square paper as shown. Triangle A and triangle B are identical. Find the total area of the shaded parts. Okay, that's interesting. Base of triangle A, right? This base is same as this base, is same as this thing over here, right? This little side of the triangle. So basically, base of the triangle A is so this base A is base of B, they're all same, right? At the same time, this thing is a square, right? So if it's a square and we know that one side is 18, we know that this side was also 18, right? But when we folded it, this thing went here and this thing went here, right? So how do we find this piece? It's just these 3 parts, right? It's 18. Let's write it down, right? So let's call it base of triangle A is what? 18 divided by 3, right? This 18, it was folded and we got these 3 parts, right? Like 1, 2, 3, right? Same. It's 6 centimeters. Okay, so what is the height now? Yeah, this is the height. The whole thing was 18, and now we folded it here, right? And it went like this, like this. So this is the height. So this thing is 18 minus 8, right? 18 minus 8, which is 10, basically, right? 10 centimeters. This height and this height, they're same. Okay, so we can find the area of triangle A, which is area of triangle. This is triangle, by the way. B, right, is 1/2 times our base is 6, right? Times 6 times our height is 10. 18 minus 8. Yeah. Calculate 30 square centimeters. Alright? Okay. Find the total area of the shaded part. Okay. So the area of the shaded part. Area of the shaded part is equal to what? Think about it, right? This was a square paper and it was like this, right? Well, it's supposed to be like a dashed. You can draw it like a dashed line, right? Right? So how many of these identical triangles are here, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. If we have a square and we subtract these four triangles, we will get our shaded area. So the area of the shaded part is the area of the square, 18 by 18. This is area of the square, yeah, minus 4 times the triangle, 30 times 4, okay? That's gonna be 204 square centimeters. That's it, that's your answer. Alright, next problem. The figure shows a rectangular paper with 2 folded corners, P and Q, right? P and Q, 2 folded corners. The area of P is 2 times of the area of Q. Alright, we got that. P is 2Q, right? Find the area of the shaded part. Well, same thing as in previous problem, right? You can see that shaded area is the area of the whole rectangle minus 2 times this triangle minus 2 times this triangle, minus 2 times B and minus 2 times Q, right? And this is what we do. So we find the area of rectangle first, rectangle. rectangle, right? We know the length and we know the breadth. 14 plus 8, right, which is 22, right? So 48 times 14 plus 8, right? And it's gonna be 1056 square centimeters. Now area of P we also can find easily, right? We know the height and we know the base. This was the base, right? We just folded it. This was the base, but we folded it, and it's right now it's here, 8. Right? So area of P. Area of P is 1/2 times 24 times 8. 24 times 8, right? Okay, and it is 96 square centimeters, right? Now we need to find area of Q. Area of Q. We know that P is 2Q, so we just divide by 2. 1/2 times 96, right? 48 square centimeters. That's it. So our shaded area is the total area of the rectangle. 1056 minus, right? 96 2 times minus 48 2 times, right? And that is it. Do your math. The answer should be 768 square centimeters. Okay, we got the last problem. In the figure, a star is drawn with a 5-sided figure A, B, C, D, E. All sides of the star are of the same length. All sides of the 5-sided figure are 16 centimeters long. Okay, so this is 16, right? Okay, P is the midpoint of AB, right? This is the midpoint of AB, so it divides in half. And we know this one is 8, okay? And we know that also this distance, right? X is the center of the star, and xy is this thing, is 4 centimeters. And py, is 8 centimeters. Find the unshaded area of the figure. We need to find this white star, basically, right? Okay, well, that's very easy to do. Don't be scared when you see such complex things. They're not complex at all, right? So it's already a hint, right? If they show you one height and they show you the difference, so they kind of pointing your attention that you should consider this height. If you consider this height, build it to triangle, right? This is the triangle you will see, right? And now you can see that you can find this wide area. You can find this wide area by, so basically this area and this area, right? You can find by subtracting area of like this triangle, right? The whole thing minus the shaded triangle, all right? And then, how many times you're gonna have it? Well, you're gonna have it 5 times, right? And that's it. So let's think about this part. So first, we find that the triangle XAB, like the whole thing, like this whole thing, right? So the area of XAB is equal to 1/2 times, right, XAB, right? So this is 16, so this is 16, this is 16, we know our base. And our height is 4 plus 8. 4 plus 8, right? 4 plus 8, 4 plus 8. 4 plus 8 is 12, times 12. Yeah? 96 square centimeters, that's the area, right? Now we find the area of this one, YAB, right? Area of YAB. And it is equal to 1/2. The base is the same, 16, but the height is different. The height is they give us, right? 8 centimeters, which is 64 square centimeters, right? Now what is unshaded area of the figure. And shaded area of the figure is the difference between these two triangles, 96 minus 64. And because you have 5 of them, right? This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You have 5 of them, you just multiply it by 5. And you will have 5 of these small white areas, which in the end eventually will comprise this white star, right? You calculate 160 centimeters. That's your answer. Right, gonna show you the answers, and that's gonna be the end of the video. Goodbye.